Hello there, welcome to the channel. This is Nerd World and I hope you're doing okay at this supposedly festive time of the year if you're watching it during Christmas 2021. If not, I hope you're doing well whatever time of the year it is, wherever you are. This today is an exploration of a vessel of possibly dubious canonical value, and that is the McCall class shuttle fighter. This vessel was supposed to be included in the auxiliary craft assigned to the Sovereign class starships such as the USS Enterprise NCC 1701E, first seen in Star Trek First Contact. But they never made it to the screen in any of those movies, and we're going to look at what this ship could be, could have been, potentially is here today. If you're not already subscribed, please like, share, subscribe and comment down below, as well as check out my other links that are in the description to my other channels: Nerd World Films, Nerd World History and Nerd World Order. If you like those channels, please like, share, subscribe on those platforms as well. With all that said and out of the way, let's get into the lore of the McCall class shuttle fighter. The McCall class was a type of fighter shuttle designed to be more than just a transport. Based on its armaments, maneuvering capabilities and general palette of capabilities, the vessel was designed to be more of a fighter and less of a shuttle slash scout slash transport auxiliary craft to a larger vessel. The Enterprise E, along with other Sovereign class, were meant to have 4 of these ships assigned to them as standard, although they could carry more. These vessels will be suspended from the upper portions of the hangar bays in the ship's shuttles to keep the deck clear for more conventional mission craft that will be used on a more day-to-day basis. These crafts have appeared in non-canon sources such as books, such as Armageddon's Arrow, where Worf used one of them as his own little transport for a mission. Other than that, they've also appeared in the 2011 Ships of the Line calendar and the vessel of the same design, which is why this is maybe of a dubious canonical value. Now this may make it sound like it's canon actually. These ships by this design appeared in Star Trek Picard and was shown in 2385 to have been on Mars during the synth attack. But it's not clear, considering that show's penchant for reusing all existing designs, such as using Discovery starships in the Utopia Planitia shipyards, things like that, because they just simply reused existing elements. It's not clear if this is actually the same class of vessel or simply a similar looking transport or shuttle or some other craft which just happens to resemble it. I mean, a lot of Starfleet shuttles do look kinda similar after all. So as I said, this craft does have something of a slightly more dubious canonical value, as it was never depicted in its original incarnation as intended aboard the Sovereign class. They are shown being, as I said, strung up from the hangar while the Argo was redocking with the shuttle bay. And one of these vessels is actually named, and I'm about to butcher this pronunciation, and it is the Suxi. Something like that. I am really bad with pronunciations of words I just do not recognize. I probably should have gone to Google Translate or something. Anyway, the exact specifications of the vessel have never been fully developed and not shown. They're never talked about or exactly explained except in non-canon sources. We know it's well armed, it's maneuverable, and it's fast, but exactly to what proportions are unknown. So, I'm sorry, but there really isn't that much, and I tend to steer away from beta canon, even though I don't know this ship appears more in beta canon than it does in alpha canon. So, me personally, I think the Enterprise E really could have benefited from these ships in active service. After all, the Enterprise E was a battlecruiser, and although I have done a video previously, which hopefully I'll remember to link, about realistically the uselessness of fighters in advanced sci-fi like Star Trek. In the Star Trek universe, fighters are useless. They really are. Except under very specific circumstances. But being a battle cruiser Even just having a few of these ships for those specific situations would have been useful. Also, similar to the Voyager in the Delta Quadrant, having a ship like the Delta Flyer, which was effectively a shuttle fighter. It was a scout craft, transport, multi-role space frame, and combat craft all rolled into one. Very useful for the very specific mission. Imagine a Voyager had a fleet of them, say 3 or 4 of them. That's effectively what this ship could have been for the Sovereign class, but closer to Federation territory. A whole wing of Delta Flyer-ish class craft. Now, I think they would have benefited very greatly from having these vessels at their disposal, especially during the incident with the sonar, when we see them utilizing a lot of auxiliary craft because of the very nature of the Briar Patch. We see the use of the scout craft, we see the use of the Captain's Yacht, shuttles. I call it Captain's Yacht. Captain's Yacht. I called it the Captain's Yacht. So, anyway, moving on. Let me know in the comments below, because there really isn't a lot of canonical information. As I said before, I tend to steer away from beta canon, generally speaking, and I'm not going to go into what we know about this vessel from beta canon sources. The alpha canon is vague at best, as the craft was never actually shown. It was intended to be aboard the Enterprise. I like to assume and believe that at least the Enterprise had the facilities to carry it, and as we do see a ship that in Star Trek Picard looks a lot like it, I think personally that makes the vessel canon. But what do you guys think? Does it? Because as I said, they do reuse a lot of basic elements in Star Trek Picard, and as the vessel was never canonically determined to exist in the Next Generation movies, they could have simply reused the element. They could have simply reused the design and called it something else. It might not be the McCall class shuttle fighter. It could just be, I don't know, the Sparrow class scout or something like that. It could be anything. So there's no real way of being 100% certain what this ship actually was. So let me know in the comments below what your opinion is. And again, like, share, subscribe, and check out my other channels if you made it all out in the video. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.